Once, a ship found itself ravaged by a fierce storm at sea, leaving only 2 crew members who managed to swim to a small, deserted island for refuge. Upon their arrival on the island, the 2 men pondered their situation and concluded that their best course of action was to pray to God and await rescue. They made an unusual agreement to divide the territory between them, positioning themselves on opposite sides. This unusual pact was formed to determine whose prayers would prove more effective in their dire circumstances. The immediate challenge they faced was the need for sustenance. Consequently, the first man fervently prayed for food. Remarkably, the very next day, he discovered trees laden with ripe, nourishing fruits on his side of the island. However, his counterpart's side remained barren and devoid of such bounty. As days turned into weeks, the first man began to experience a deep sense of loneliness. He fervently prayed for companionship, specifically for a wife to share his solitude. To his astonishment, the following day brought a revelation. A female survivor from the shipwreck had swum to his side of the island. On the other side, his companion still found himself without any such companionship. Emboldened by the apparent effectiveness of his prayers, the first man continued to beseech the heavens. He prayed for a home, clothing, and even more sustenance. And just as before, his prayers seemed to conjure these necessities as if by magic. Yet his companion's side of the island remained unchanged, a stark contrast to the blessings that had flourished on the first man's side. Ultimately, the first man set his sights on a grand aspiration, to leave the island and return to civilization. He prayed for a ship that could carry him and his wife away from their place of isolation. To his astonishment, the following morning, a ship was docked at his side of the island, as if his prayer had summoned it. With joy in their hearts, the first man and his wife boarded the ship, ready to leave the island behind. However, just as they were about to depart, a voice resonated from the sky inquiring, "Why do you leave your companion behind?" Surprised by the question, the first man responded, "My prayers have been answered, and my side of the island is now abundant and blessed. My companion's prayers, on the other hand, have gone unanswered, leaving his side unchanged. It seemed fitting to leave him behind." The voice gently replied, "Your perception is flawed. You owe a debt of gratitude to your companion." Perplexed, the first man questioned, "How so?" "It was his unwavering faith and prayers that invoked the blessings you received," the voice explained. "He prayed for your prayers to be answered." In that moment, the first man realized the truth. The blessings he had received were, in fact, a result of his companion's selfless prayers. His heart filled with a newfound understanding, and he extended his hand to his companion, inviting him onto the ship. As they sailed away from the island together, the 2 men embraced the profound lesson they had learned, that the power of collective faith, compassion, and mutual support can bring blessings beyond measure.